One of my good friends, Lucas McKenna, who runs a business himself, often says that if you want to find out about where he's at and how he's feeling, don't ask him, ask the people around him. And I just think that's a brilliant example of the fact that we need feedback from others in order to understand where we're at, because we have these own filters around how we're performing, how we're behaving, how we're treating other people. But we actually need perspective from others in order to understand where we're at now and our potential. So why is it so important? There's definitely lots of reasons. I talk about feedback being a performance enhancer, and not just as far as enhancing the performance of the work that I do in the everyday, but it's how I interact with my team, it's how I interact with the organisation as a whole, it's the conversations I have with my customers, and it's the conversations that I have with my family and friends. So feedback is important because it's actually a stimulus for all of us to be the best versions of ourselves. Harvard Business Review, who I love, talks about on a recent study that 65% of people are not getting enough feedback. And so they're talking about in the workplace. So 65% of people are saying, I want more information about how I can be better. And what they also found out is that when people are not given any feedback, and this is the good, the bad and the ugly, they actually leave. So they ended up, building in resentment and frustration, they don't improve and they resign. And why all of a sudden this I'd call it a feedback movement. Why all of a sudden is feedback in our news feeds, all our social media news feeds and in constant conversation? We actually have evidence nowadays to show that people want it and need it. So I work with a lot of the great places to work or organisations that are aspiring to be that. And when you look at any of their engagement surveys or pulse surveys or any of the conversations that they have with people, people are saying, I want more feedback. So it's not just the high performers, because we all know high performers actually want information all the time around what their next step is. It's actually people who are not performing well as well. Because if you think about it in life, one of our greatest needs is to be seen, to be noticed, to be heard. And when we take the time to give feedback to people in the everyday, again, not just people we work with, but our family, our friends, our customers, and our stakeholders, it's a way of saying, I see you, I notice you, and I've taken the time to give you information to help you be better. In saying all of that, it's actually the quality of feedback that really makes the biggest difference. It's feedback that actually helps us be a better version of ourselves and doesn't damage trust and respect. It's the feedback that actually grows it.